Tony D back. Straight from the shop. Love going to the local comic shop. I'm really trying my best. I need to get out of pre-orders on mycomicshop.com. Nothing against them, but I want to support Matt and his shop. I love everybody there. It's good social time for me. I met a guy named Vincent. Cool dude. We talked about some stuff. And it's funny how you'll have a lot more in common with your comic book brethren than what you really know. And it's cool. I enjoy it. Special day. So, Predator versus Spider-Man, #1. Totally digging this. Doubled up. Got me another issue. I think this one's going to be a hit just because of the contrast. I'll give you the niblets. For a Spider-Man book, that's pretty extreme. If you've seen something, let me know. If you've seen a Spider-Man book that was that grim, let me know. And I'm definitely doing a review on this. I'm into it. Me and Matt had a talk about that too. I talked about some other things I'm getting into. I really didn't realize it, but I do have I get into the bloodier type stuff. Man, I don't want to call it a bunch of stuff it's not, but it's not just for the sake of it. There has to be purpose. And there has to be it has to create an atmosphere of drama. What I just showed you creates, Spider-Man's not used to stuff like that. So it's creating a dynamic there where my mind starts going and it's just not just done for no reason. So yeah, I'm in it. Matt also turned me on the Hyde Street. We were talking about Ghost Machine. Super popular. I'm trying to get into it. I'm trying to stick with my rules of getting outside of my comfort zone. But I tried Geiger, didn't resonate. I tried Redcoat, it didn't resonate. And we were talking, he brought up Hyde Street, and this is where he was feeling me out. Yeah, I like horror. I dig it. So yeah, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm excited now. This stuff is cool. The old school, like the ads you would see. I'm going to get into it. I'm excited. I'm glad he talked to me about it. See, and if I didn't have that interaction, I never would have got it. That's why I want to go more in person in the store, just because of that right there. He let me do a little digging in a box that just came in, and I found something interesting. Spider-Man 2728, it deals with that right there. And I want to check it out. This was, God, what year was this? 92, I believe. So I want to check out what the climate was in 92. And Matt's using Mylar. Good job, dude. But I always give these bad boys the E-Gerber. I want to check out what the sentiment was in 92. What prompted a story on this topic. Oh, these don't fit. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. My bags are a little bit bigger, but that's okay. See how quickly I did a pivot? So I'm not gonna tape that bad boy up. I can still use these bags. Or I'll give them to my buddy. He's always needing bags and boards, so I'll hook him up. When you're in the store, they're just more, these are in good condition too. I'm totally interested about this story. I've been interested in other things like The Punisher, Fade to White. I'm going to do a review on that the whole series. It's a very different thing. I'm going to try to get a little more review centric. I love doing these videos. Why I did this, why I did that, instead of just showing people, if that makes sense. Maybe it helps people out a little bit. A mega mini review. I've been wanting these bad. Spider-Man 42 and 43. I have 41. Jay Lee. This artwork is probably his best in my viewpoint. He really changed. I wish he would have stuck with this, man. This flow is fantastic. Love the heavy inks. I'm always into that. Yeah, I'll keep these. No mega tape on these. I got to read them. Oh, and the inside, it's just as good. Look at that. This is stuff. I get stuff on it. Feels like Christmas. If you're into Jay Lee, let me know. An interesting artist. It's interesting how he changed. Sometimes I don't know how long he was around before this, but sometimes I feel when an artist is in, I call it their eye of the tiger phase, where they're starting out, I'm like, they're hungry. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I wonder about that, if time changes. That's a good topic. I'll make a video on that someday. I'll save this bad boy for last. Hit the Wolverine section. It's been a while. This cover caught my eye. Quesada. No. Who is that? Dwayne? Totally. No, it's not there. It's funny how they don't put the cover artist in there. Dwayne Turner? I'll have to look that up. 93, but I totally dig this cover. The detail. That's cool. That's why I got it. I'm collecting Wolverine. I want to get the whole first run. I'll do digging, and then if I see a cover that stands out, that's how I do that. I do have a list, but I keep it dynamic when I go into the shop. And this bad boy, I'm such a mark for the Legion. When I was growing up, things were limited back then. You didn't have the selection you have now. It is in great condition. But yeah, that little store I would go to, Legion was a consistent title they had. So that's how I got into that. And I love the Fatal Five. That's my favorite villain against these guys. The super strength, the huge brain would always trip me out, and the globe over it. And he had psychic abilities where he could hit you with a mind blast. There's some different artists in here. Gerry Conway, great writer. Shout out to that guy. Get you some of these niblets. Fatal Five. They ain't playing no game. So they had more of these, and I'm going to get those as well. This gets the E-Gerb. I always feel like I got to put the E-Gerber on these older books, the more newsprint type books. I don't know. Something I do. But hey, great day. Made a friend. Can't beat that. Rachel, shout out to her. She's doing good things. Supporting her. That's her mini spawn. I'll always cherish that. Great Sunday. Actually, good pickups. Definitely get on Predator versus Spider-Man. Review on the way. Get it?